Hey YouTube, it's Soul Prime 13 again with another video review. Today we're going to be looking at New Age Destron Leader Romulus. So here we have the box, which is very reminiscent of the 86 Studio Series packaging. Even has, you know, the number 01. We got the very Transformers movie-esque Legendary Heroes. Or The Legendary Heroes. It should be The Legendary Heroes, the motion picture, if you ask me. Here we got him laughing. Here we got a single product shot of him in robot mode holding the Optimus blasting ray gun. And here we have a couple product shot, possibly renders of the robot mode. Clearly they are not showing his gun mode for obvious reasons, but as on the bottom we got all the accessories and stuff in there. But yeah, it's an okay box. We also get our lovely instruction booklet. It's just a one-sided sheet. So there is that. And then we get our plastic sarcophagus that comes with Romulus, Megatron himself, and the accessories. And we'll just go ahead and go over these accessories now. We have 3 additional faceplates. We get his Energon mace. We get the lightsaber. And then we get the aforementioned Optimus blaster. So there are those accessories. Get these plastic pieces out of the way. I thought these faces were in a Ziploc bag, otherwise I would have cut this open sooner. Oh, wow, they're like M&Ms almost. They're individually wrapped. Except for this one. So we got a smirking face. Oh, and his standard one is just sort of a standard grimace. So we get our sorry, I'm trying to rush open these because I didn't realize they were sealed. And the plastic just keeps stretching instead of tearing. We also no. Come here. We get our angry shouting face. And then we get our laughing face. And as far as changing faces goes, you just push up on his face and head. It's just pegged in on the top, and then just unpeg the top of the head from the helmet piece. Let's give him the evil laughing face. And we'll put that back on. Very similar to how the MP works. As far as his mace, you just unpeg his hands, and then you just pop that in. It's very tight, so it doesn't go all the way in, but it will definitely sit securely, so you can, you know, swing the mace around. Yeah. Give him his hand back. And then as far as holding the weapons or anything, I don't believe there's any sort of tab or anything. You just kind of gotta put it in his hand and sort of wrap his hand around it. But the grip is secure enough, so. And then essentially it's the same with the gun. Sort of put it in his hand. And you can crush Optimus with everything but your bare hands. So there's that. Get these off to the side now. So let's go over the articulation real quick. So the head is on a ball joint, as well as this shifting double hinge for transformation. So if you want, you could theoretically have let's see, where'd I put it? You could get a punching effect with that if you want. Let's see, then his arms can do a full 360. The elbow, or not elbows, the shoulders come up this far. He does have double jointed elbows for plenty of range there. The wrists are just on a peg so they can swivel. He also has a hinge at the wrist. His thumb is on a single hinge. And then he has the index 3-finger split. And they are on a hinge, and then hinge and hinge. So you do get a decent amount of posability with those hands. So you get a bicep swivel as well. Get a full waist rotation. You do get a double ab crunch here, and then this is a spring-loaded piece here. So you can get him to go all the way over like so. One of the few issues I have with this figure so far is the main waist crunch is a bit loose, as you can see. Just even starts to move a little bit under just gravity. So that's a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. The side skirt flaps can move up. This whole thing moves as one piece up. But you can get him to kick that far forward, that far back, and he can do the splits. Does have double jointed knees, so plenty of movement there. Then he does have up and down at the ankle, and then ankle pivot, so you do get plenty of posability. And if you care, there is some movement here in the gun barrel on his back, but that's more for transformation. And this piece does actually just peg in. So if you, for some reason, wanted to take it off, you can. So there is that. But now that we've gone through that, let's do a couple of size comparisons. So first, here he is with Masterpiece Megatron. Get this a little higher. So there's how he scales with the official gun Megatron that we have, though like one and only one we have at the moment. It's probably not that easy to find anymore either. And of course, here he is next to, let me put his gun back in his hand, Earthrise Optimus. And you can see that they are definitely more in scale with each other. And since it's been a heated topic of discussion, here he is with the 86 Studio Series Prime. So there's that. Whoop. Anywho, I guess now we can start moving on to transformation. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and just wiggle his fusion cannon off. Come on. Then for the fusion cannon you want to take the tab here and then flip it around like so. They are slightly different sizes, so you won't plug it in the wrong way. Then you, no, not that side. Extend this. That's not supposed to do that. And there you have the scope, which we will put to the side. Then we'll come over here. Gonna go ahead and rotate his arms like so, and then bring them out. Gonna come over to this side first, and you do want to make sure his wrists or his hands are balled up into fists. You're gonna open up this panel right here, and we're gonna rotate this up on a double hinge and bring that together like so. Then we want to bring this whole, hang on, I might need to rotate this around a little bit to get it to pass around. There we go. Gotta fold this whole hammer piece out. And then we're gonna bring this down and together. And you can see there are a couple different tab pieces. The big one down here is for the robot mode. This little one here is for the gun mode. And we'll tab into the red piece on his arm, like so. Then we fold this down and then align the hammer like so. Since you're gonna rinse and repeat on the other side, we're gonna open this up. We're gonna start folding this all together. Bring this out. Move this piece up and then just sort of bring this all together. And then close that up and bring this back down. Then we're gonna come in here. I found the best way to do this is there's a little tab right here. It's for this panel underneath, and pushing down on it gives you enough opening to pull the rest of the way open like so. And that way this piece will move freely somewhat. There we go. Do the same on the other side. Just push that up and open it, and then now we can move this inside. Now we want to pop his chest open. I do find that something about these tabs sticks a little hard, so I have to be careful because you can almost see that the inner flap is coming apart from the chest piece, and it's not supposed to be doing that. And we also need to do the same with the back. There we go. And you can sort of see how it was coming apart from this, and it's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to. Anyway, we want to fold the gun barrel down like so, and then we bring this down and we push this up, and that'll reveal a screw, and that'll allow us to just get this whole thing out of the way. Flip this around like so, and yeah, you're supposed to bring the gun around to the front. Then we fold this back up and bring this down again all together, and these are coming. Fold that back in, fold that back in, straighten out the arms like so, and just sort of start bringing this all together. Want to bring the gun barrel forward, and you can see there's a tab on each side. Close that up, and for the head we want to bring it over and then rotate it like so. Then we fold this whole thing around, straighten this out, And now we can close it, and you want to make sure to unhook those pieces so that the inner arm piece folds in, because I didn't remember that, or didn't see that step right away, and so I was wondering why there wasn't any room for his head. That's what creates the room for his head, is making these shoulders pieces fold inward. Yeah, and then you just sort of bring this whole back section together, and there you have a walking gun. And we can just rotate this forward like so. Make sure everything's all squeezed together. And there, now we have a mobile turret. So there is that. Anyway, moving on to the legs. So we're gonna flip these up. Going to untab the butt flaps, and bring this whole thing forward. Then we're gonna rotate this front skirt up like so, and fold these pieces underneath like so. Just make sure that that's all lined up, and then you're going to push it inward like so, and it'll sit flush like that. Then forgot to bring these the rest of the way out. So now for the legs, first thing we want to do is untab this inner thigh piece and bring this around. Untab it. There are a couple little tabs. Mainly this big peg on the end of the trigger guard. And you just bring those out on a double hinge. Then for the leg, we want to split this piece open here, just like so, and bring that down on this rotation. Then you fold this piece out, and then this piece down. Then, coming here, we wiggle this whole assembly loose here, and rotate it in. Then we're going to sort of wrap it up on itself like so, and then fold it in. Then this piece here we fold inward, and then fold inward again like so. Then coming here to the foot, we want to split the foot down the middle and then fold the heel down. Then we're going to sort of straighten it out like so. And then you're going to bring the whole thing up in here like so. Now that that's all collapsed in, you can bring this in, and on this rotation screw we just push down here to make it all collapse. And now you can see how much skinnier the leg is. Very clever. Now we want to just rinse and repeat. Split the leg, split the leg, split the leg. A little easier to do it from the back. There we go. Anyway, now we fold this out, loosen this up, rotate this around, collapse this whole bit together, fold this down, then fold down, fold the heel down, split the foot, and just wiggle this whole thing up in here, bring it inside, squish it down, and there, we're done with that. Now for the thighs, we want to pull this part back, and you're going to sort of bring this piece forward with the trigger guard, like so. fold these the rest of the way down. Going to rotate the legs like so, and then bring these two die cast joints forward like so. Then we can go ahead and unfold the trigger guard on all these hinges. Start bringing the legs together in the center. And then this whole piece will untab and rotate down, and that'll reveal your trigger. Sort of bring that down. Go ahead and get the trigger guard tab together as we bring all this forward. And you're going to want to bring this down and connect it here over these two tabs on the gray gunmetal parts like so. Keep bringing this down. The trigger guard will go into this single tab, or no, these two side tabs here. Right here and right here. And just sort of compress all that together, make sure it's all lining up. Let's see. I want to make sure I'm doing everything correctly before I get it all. Yeah, pretty sure that's right. Get that tab back in, bring this back. And you're going to bring these two pieces back up over the hands. Close those up. And bring the whole butt flap assembly. These are sticking out a little bit more than they're supposed to. Bring the butt flap assembly back. Let's see. Bring the assembly back. Then you're going to bring these flaps down, like so. And then the final step is to rotate this panel down, and it'll clip. You can see there's a slot and a tab, a slot and a tab. Bring that together. And there we have him transformed, and now we just bring the Canon scope back in and plug that in right on the top. And there we have our Pew Pew Megatron. The trigger is not spring-loaded, it is just on a hinge, so unfortunately you'll have to move it back after each shot. The hammer does technically work, although it does kind of untab everything when you try and push it back up. But, yeah, see, now I gotta get that all squeezed back together. But yeah, very nice gun mode there. Now, I'm probably gonna upset some people here, but I do actually prefer tank Megatron to gun Megatron. You know, for me, the evil leader control freak being a handheld weapon just doesn't click with me. Like, you know, I get it was different back then, and you know, I know people love the gun Megatron. I don't hate the alt mode. I just think it's kind of a weird alt mode for Megatron, given his personality. But this definitely looks good. I do like it. I do like it. So there is that. We're gonna set him down like so, and we'll bring in one more size comparison here. Here he is next to the Earthrise Optimus, which is the one we all know he was really made to sit next to. So there is that. But yeah, they do look good together. And you know, I hadn't gotten any New Age stuff before this because they are primarily legend scale figures, and they are I think the most expensive legend scale figures as well. I think they average around $70. So I pretty much, like, as much as I like the design of this, I was gonna wait and see what the price was before I bought it. And turned out, at least as far as some sites, he's around 100. I know some places are selling them for like 150-ish. But I got mine from Shozy Store for about 100. And I thought that price was at least acceptable. And you know, he's a good size. He does have a couple loose joints, but overall he feels very solid, and the engineering is definitely pretty smooth. I'm definitely one of those people who actually really enjoys the MP Megatron's transformation, so this is actually a pretty smooth one for me, and I'd say it's definitely easier. You know, to each their own, but I'm happy to have another gun Megatron, because the only other one I think I ever had was Make Toys, and that one broke a while ago, like several years ago. Fell off the shelf and exploded. So this is only my second gun Megatron at the moment. Oh no, that's not true. I have a different one. I have the Rioter Despotron one. That's, I think, also Make Toys, but like a stylized design. But yeah, I think this is definitely a nice chug scale, you know, Studio Series Megatron. I think that, you know, if you're looking for something to pair with some of your more mainline stuff and you want him specifically to be a gun, this is not the worst way to go. They do also have a toy version that has a slightly different head crest, and I believe also comes with the sword. I didn't get that one because the different color, they had some like grays and tans that didn't really mix very well as far as I was concerned. But, you know, I never grew up with that original toy, so that doesn't really, that's probably not meant for me as much. But overall, this is a very nice figure. I know a lot of people have issues with the scaling. That isn't a huge deal to me, because scale doesn't exist in Transformers as far as I'm concerned. Like, or at least definitely not in the early days, because, you know, Unicron's a thing. We'll just throw that out there. But if that doesn't bother you, or you want to pair him with your Earthrise Prime or some of the other smaller Studio Series figures, he's a great addition, and he's definitely a great standalone piece. I do kind of hope they do some more figures in this scale, because while I probably won't ever go for their Legends figures, things more along these lines are definitely more welcome. I definitely prefer bigger figures. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty satisfied with this one. I think I'd give him a 9 out of 10, honestly. You know, if they just tighten up a couple of those joints, and I might have to try and glue these panels in place if they keep, you know, trying to come apart on the chest piece. But other than that, he's really solid. You know, I definitely dig it. Definitely dig it. Probably the only thing that I wish they had added is maybe like an LED light in the cannon, but that's not the end of the world. I'm not that big on electronics. I just, when it's there, I appreciate it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say at the moment. So, actually, you know, we should bring in one other figure. I should have done this earlier, but here's with Hot Rod. The, secret double agent. Now, what is that? But yeah, anyway, I think that's it for now. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a good day. So this is Soul Prime 13 saying transform and soul out.